Good morning, Tottenham fans. Just when you thought Spursy was dead, Tottenham go and sack the only manager that has won us a trophy in 17 years, the only manager who has won a European trophy in 41 years. One of three managers in our whole history that's won a European trophy, and then they sack him. Now, I can't pretend to be, I'm completely disillusioned with this. I can't be completely naive and say that 22 losses is acceptable. I can't, but I just thought that winning a major honour with Tottenham would give you at least the next season to prove yourself, especially because of all the massive amount of injuries he had. And the amount of luck that he didn't have last season, he just deserved to have next season, just to show us what he can do. All the players were behind him. Majority of the fans were behind him. There was a feel-good factor again at the club. We've just won a trophy. He's telling us that season 3 is going to be better than season 2, and we sack him. I just want to understand what the criteria is for a Spurs manager. What do they need to do to keep their job? Because every 2 years we seem to sack our managers, no matter what they do. Pochettino got us regularly in the top 4, got us to a Champions League final, but Levy wouldn't back him. He actually went 3 transfer windows without signing any players for him. After he got to a Champions League final, wouldn't back him, and then sacked him. Conte got us into the top 4 and then didn't back him, ended up sacking him. Jose fired him before a cup final, so didn't even give him a chance to win a cup. Postecoglou wins a trophy, a major European trophy. Poor in the league, so they sacked him. What's the criteria? Do you want us to be in the top 4 and winning trophies on a regular basis? Because Spurs have never done that in their whole history. They've maybe... In the 60s, they had a few good positions in the league and quite a few trophies in the 60s. But other than that, maybe early 80s. But other than that, our whole history has been up and downs, even relegated at some points. What is the criteria for Spurs now moving forward? Because I really want to understand what the plan is. Because it always feels like we're miles behind with the planning, and we haven't announced a new manager yet. People are saying it's going to be Thomas Frank. If it is that a step forward? Don't get me wrong, I'm not going to slag Thomas Frank off. He's a decent manager, but is he decent enough to get us high up in the league and win trophies? Because at the end of the day, if our board is happy with mid-table finishes, 8th or 9th. That's where Frank's always finished. And yes, he's with Brentford, but let's just say that's Frank's highest position is 9th, I think it is. 9th or 8th. He's never won a trophy. So for me, what's the ambition? What's the criteria? What does Frank have to do next? If it is Frank, by the way. But what does the next manager have to do to keep his job at Spurs? Because it just tells me that in 2 years' time, there's going to be a narrative around the new manager, whatever it is. Let's just say it is Frank. The new narrative is going to be, he doesn't win things. He doesn't know how to get over the line. We need someone that can win trophies. We had someone that won a trophy and we sacked him. We need to get someone in, a win now manager. It's going to go back to that again. Unless Thomas Frank does well, and I hope he does. If it is Frank and he comes in and he does well, fair enough. I'll support whoever comes in. I'm not Ange Postecoglou Hotspur. I'm Tottenham Hotspur. That's what my channel's about. I'm just absolutely gutted that this guy who promised us a trophy in the second season delivered, then promised us season 3 would be better and doesn't get the chance to deliver. And that's going to be the biggest thing for me, is we're never going to know now what season 3 would have looked like under Ange Postecoglou. He's got the grit, the determination, the belief in himself, and brings the belief out of the players to know that they can win something, or they can go and win something that people think is impossible. He loves doing the impossible. If we got someone like Thomas Franken, it's going to be steady, measured. It's going to be, we're not going to have as many losses in the league, but is he going to throw the cups now so we have a higher league position? What's the criteria at Spurs? I just need to figure out what Tottenham want to do. What direction do they want to go in? I just don't know what they're doing at the moment. And it seems like they keep making decisions at the end of the season. Like, they've took 12 days after the Europa League win. Yeah, they might have been letting him have his holiday and then when he comes back and then sack him. But that's still not good planning. If you was planning to sack him the whole time, you've just wasted now, 5 days of the transfer window being open? So you're not even planning for that. Now, if the new manager comes in, he's going to need to assess the squad. He's going to need to assess what players he needs, what players that he doesn't want at the club anymore. We need to figure out what we're going to do with the players on the last years of their contract. There's going to be players there that are going to be disgruntled because they did support Ange and they wanted Ange to stay. Are they going to put in transfer requests now? It could get worse. I'm telling you now. I'm not saying it will, but it could. It could get worse. If we don't bring in a manager that's at top quality level, then what are we doing? What is the criteria? What do you expect from this new manager? It's very, very hard. It's going to be very, very hard for him to come in. If he finishes 8th with no trophy, are you guys out there going to be happy with that? Are you going to be happy because we won a few more games and we lost less than we did last year, but we didn't get that parade, we didn't get that trophy, we didn't get that feel-good factor in the club. We've just gone back to mediocre. Would you be happy with that? Another question I want to ask you guys. Would you swap Pochettino's second place finish for Ange's Europa League trophy? Would you swap a second place finish for a trophy? Now, I'm almost certain that nobody would swap second place for a trophy, especially for a club that's been starved of trophies for so long now, and he delivered on that promise. And I'm just absolutely gutted. I'm absolutely gutted because I wanted to see what he could do in season 3. A rebuild is meant to be a rebuild. You're supposed to build up and take 3, 4, 5 years to build something big and then win trophies. But he won a trophy in his second season whilst in a rebuild, whilst getting in youngsters as well. He brought in, the board gave him youngsters to play with and he still won. He didn't get win now players, but he still won. So I don't know what the board want from him. Like, a lot of fans at the beginning of the season were saying, I don't care where I finish as long as we win a trophy. He did that, but then you shouted he wanted them out. A lot of fans at the beginning of the season said, Ange hasn't been backed. But then he won. But then you wanted him out. It's absolutely crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Donna Cullen's gone. Ryan Mason's gone. Ange is now gone, and rumours are that Scott Munn is going to be leaving. Now, let me see if I can think of anything positive about this. If all these guys are going out the door, it's like out with the old, in with the new. If this happens and the Spurs board finally change their mentality and they finally start saying, you know what? We need to compete with top honours all the time. We need to make this football club our priority. This is our priority now going forward. Any funds we can gather or we collect, we need to put it into the team. We need to raise the wage bill. We need to attract better players. We need to be in the Champions League every single season and winning trophies. If this is their objective, and this is why they're getting everyone out and starting to put other people in place, then I understand it. If we go forwards with this and we end up, better for it, that's great. But we're never going to know that until the future. So we can only speculate for now. But for me, absolutely gutted. I just want to say a massive thank you to Ange Postecoglou. Everything he's done. He's always going to be a legend. They're never going to be able to take that away from him. He's only one of 3 managers to win a Europa League trophy. He's going to be on the walls. He's made all those players legends now that he was under. He did a statement. It was a class statement as well from a classy man. He's gave me one of the best feelings of my life. Actually, the best feeling of my life, being a Tottenham fan, winning that trophy. And he'll never be forgotten by me and by many others. He's always going to be a legend in my eyes. Absolutely gutted that he's gone, but I thank him for everything he's done for this club, and he's even left the squad in relatively good shape. We just need to add a few more quality players to it, and hopefully the next manager comes in, but he's probably going to reap the benefits from it. It's a sad day for me, but we are Tottenham Hotspur, and I support the club. Let me know in the comments what you think of this sacking. Are you gutted like me, or are you glad he's left, or are you a bit of both? I'm not 100% shocked, but I'm also, very, very gutted, like I keep saying. Let me know in the comments what you think. Thank you for watching. Come on, you Spurs.